Today we're going to read Andrew's Loose Tooth by Robert Musk and illustrated by Michael Marchenko. What is the rope for? And what is that man doing tying that rope in his mouth? He has a lot of tools. Let's see what he's going to do. When Andrew came downstairs, there were 3 big red apples in the middle of the table, and even though he had a loose tooth, he decided he was going to eat an apple. So he reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yo! Mommy, Mommy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." Look at him jump around. Why do you think it hurt him to eat the apple? Are apples hard? It probably hurt his loose tooth. Andrew's mother opened up his mouth and looked inside. "Oh, oh, oh," she said. "It's a loose tooth. I know what to do." She took hold of the tooth with both hands and pulled as hard as she could. But the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," she said, "I just can't get that tooth out. Why don't you try another apple? That might make your tooth come out." Look how hard she's pulling. So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yo! Daddy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So Andrew's father took his mouth and opened it up and looked inside. "Oh, oh, oh," he said. "It's a loose tooth, and I know what to do." What do you think Father's going to do? Do you have any guesses? He got a big pair of pliers and took hold of Andrew's tooth. Then he put his foot on Andrew's nose and pulled as hard as he could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," he said, "this tooth is stuck. And why don't you try and go and eat another apple? That might make your tooth come out." Look at those pliers. What's wrong with them? They're bent, aren't they? Do pliers really bend like that when we try and pull our teeth out? No, metal's really hard, so it doesn't bend like that when we're just doing something like pulling a tooth out. So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yo! Mommy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So they called the dentist. What do you think a dentist is? A dentist is a doctor for teeth. Do you go to the dentist? What happens when you go to the dentist? They clean your teeth, they pull teeth, and sometimes they make your teeth feel better. The dentist came in a shiny black car. He opened up Andrew's mouth and looked inside and said, "Oh, oh, oh, it's a loose tooth, and I know what to do. Look, it's the man from the front. He's the dentist." So we're going to see what the dentist does. He got a big, long rope, and he tied it one end to Andrew's tooth. He said, "I know what you're going to do. You're going to tie the end of the rope to the door, and then you're going to slam the door." "No," said the dentist. "I'm going to tie it to my car." Do dentists really do that? No, they don't. That would hurt really bad. He tied the other end of the rope to his car and drove away as fast as he could. When he got to the end of the rope, his whole car fell apart. The dentist stood there holding the steering wheel. Do you really think that's possible? No, it's not possible, is it? Then Andrew's mother and his father and the dentist all said, "Andrew, Andrew, the tooth will not come out. You just can't eat your breakfast." Andrew sat out in the front yard looking very sad. His best friend Lewis came along and said, "Andrew, what's the matter?" "Oh," said Andrew, "my mother can't get this tooth out. My father can't get this tooth out. And the dentist can't get this tooth out. And I can't eat my breakfast." "Oh, oh, oh," said Lewis. "I know what to do." Does Andrew look sad? Why is Andrew sad? He's sad because he can't get his tooth out. Lewis went into Andrew's house and called the Tooth Fairy. On the phone, the Tooth Fairy roared up right away on a large motorcycle. Andrew looked at the Tooth Fairy and said, "If you think you're going to pull that tooth out with that motorcycle, you're nuts." "What do you think I am?" said the Tooth Fairy. "A dentist." Look at that Tooth Fairy. What could the Tooth Fairy do different from the dentist and Mom and Dad? Do you have some ideas? She pulled Andrew's tooth with one hand, and the tooth didn't come out. She pulled Andrew's tooth with two hands, and the tooth did not come out. She got a large hammer off her motorcycle and clanged Andrew's tooth. The hammer broke into two pieces, and the tooth still did not come out. "Incredible," said the Tooth Fairy. "This is the first tooth ever that I can't pull out. I guess you just can't eat your breakfast." "Hold it," said Lewis. "I have an idea." Look how concerned the Tooth Fairy looks. That's her first tooth she can't get out. Lewis went into Andrew's house and got a pepper shaker. Then he pushed back Andrew's head and sprinkled some pepper up Andrew's nose. And Andrew went, "Ah, ah, ah, choo!" Why did Andrew sneeze? Does pepper make you sneeze? Yeah, sometimes it makes me sneeze too. And sneeze that tooth all the way across town. Look at that tooth. It's going through the paper. It's going through a donut. Do you really think that it's possible for a tooth to fly like that when somebody sneezes? Is it possible for a tooth to come out when somebody sneezes? Maybe. But the Tooth Fairy still got her tooth. See her on her motorcycle with her net? She's chasing the tooth. Look, there's Andrew and Lewis. What are they doing? Why do you think they have apple cores laying around them? Yes, they did eat a bunch of apples because Andrew wanted an apple for breakfast.